Hey guys, welcome back to Star Flag Media. And today I am going to be talking about three major points. So one thing that I wanted to kind of recap on was, is Xbox dead? On the last video, there was quite a bit of controversy. There was a bit of, what I thought would happen, which was the Xbox fanboys came out to defend and the Sony fanboys came out to attack. And the Nintendo guys just kind of probably stayed off in the background playing Nintendo. But I wanted to address that, and also rumors and speculations of a next generation handheld coming from Sony. And then lastly, I just kind of wanted to talk about the channel, where it's headed to, and where, and things that are happening on the channel itself that have raised some concern amongst some of you viewers out there. So with that out of the way, let's get right to it. So we all know that the Xbox campaign came out where it says, this is an Xbox, and it shows off your cell phone, and it shows off your tablet and your laptop, and it shows off a Fire Stick, and it shows off everything that has connectivity to the internet that can allow you to stream. Microsoft wants you to know that that is now an Xbox going forwards. What does that mean? Does that mean that Microsoft is completely out of the hardware game? I never said that they were going to be completely out of the hardware game. Microsoft still, in fact, makes the Windows Surface tablets, which we all know are pretty popular. They just announced that 360 Link. It is a cloud streaming mini PC type deal that allows you to, run their applications and everything right off of their servers online. So is Microsoft abandoning hardware altogether? No, of course not. Of course they're not. There is always going to be a space. Not only that, we found out about a couple of weeks ago that there was rumors or, research and development going into a possible Microsoft handheld. Now, when people think of Microsoft handhelds, right, are they going to be competing with Nintendo Switch? Well, yes and no. And this is going to touch upon Sony a little bit as well. Yes and no. Sure, they want to go after the portable market, but really, these things seem to me like they're going to be along the lines of the ROG Ally or the Steam Deck, for that matter. So, is Microsoft leaving the hardware space altogether? No. My thing has always been, they will be selling you a box in the future. Is it going to be like the Series X and the Series S? Perhaps we get one more generation of true Microsoft hardware. I do believe we get one more generation at least of Xbox, like a real Xbox. After that, or even midlife, they're going to be selling us some kind of a streaming Xbox that's optimized to work with Xbox Game Pass, and that will be the Xbox going forward. I really do believe that. It'll be like the Amazon Fire Stick, but, to appease the fanboys, it'll be a little bit bigger. But that's going to be the extent of it. Microsoft is a loss leader when it comes to hardware. That means they make their money on the back end, and this goes for Sony and even Nintendo. Nintendo, with the Wii U and the Switch, they actually saw some hardware loss as far as profitability in the hardware itself, not as a company, not where they make their true money, which is software, accessories, licensing, and of course, their big exclusives, right? So other deals like that. So, Microsoft's not going anywhere. Are they going bankrupt? Of course not. They're the biggest software publisher on the planet. Not only that, they're now the largest, they own the largest third-party, company in the world with the Activision Blizzard stuff. And yeah, they own Call of Duty. They're not going anywhere. But is Microsoft going to become a streaming service? They already are a streaming service, guys. The Xbox Game Pass is their future. Their campaign of this is an Xbox is clear. They do not want to associate Xbox with just one thing. It has never worked for them. Microsoft lost in their first generation attempt to the PS2. They lost with the Xbox 360, fell in third place behind the Wii and the PS3, and they lost with the Xbox One when the PS4 beat that leaps and bounds. And now they're behind again with Switch and PS5, destroying them in sales. And this is just, it is what it is. It doesn't make sense for them to limit themselves as a company when they have so many assets and they have the infrastructure. And if anybody else is going to be able to pull off what Google couldn't and what Amazon couldn't with their streaming services, it's going to be Xbox. They at least have the brand. They at least have the Xbox brand to go along with the service. So that is at their advantage. But, you know, you may not like the idea that they're moving away from the hardware specs that you guys want, but there's always going to be PCs for that. It's that simple. If you really truly care about specs that much, and you really truly care about having a box sitting on your desk that can run, you know, 500 teraflops per second or whatever you want to do, get a PC. That makes us move on to the next subject here, which is the Sony PlayStation Vita follow-up or PSP follow-up. As we know, they got the PlayStation Portable out, which of course is just basically a glorified Wii U game tablet. But as of last week, they did release the beta where you can now cloud stream onto your PS Portal, which of course brings me, again, it's a beta test for Sony testing out what would it be like for gamers' experiences without actually owning a PS5. So, will they be bringing out their own type of portable device? Well, Bloomberg has inside information that supposedly they are in very, very early stages of a possible PS Vita or a PSP follow-up. They do want a piece of the mobile hardware market. Nintendo has owned that since Game Boy. Nobody's ever come close. Of course, the PlayStation Portable, the original PSP, that did very well, but the DS killed that in sales, and the PS Vita wasn't even close to what the 3DS did. I mean, it just wasn't. And Sony abandoned that pretty quick. I think like 2 years into the PS Vita, it was pretty much dry for first-party development after that, with a few rare releases here and there. So Sony, again, is probably very early on in stages. So will we be seeing that anytime soon? Probably not. Maybe in the next 5 to 7 years, I would say, where we get like an announcement. And again, in my opinion, I think we're going to be seeing something along the lines of a Steam Deck or ROG Ally that we have now, of course, with whatever future specs are available 5 years from now, to have that, you know, up and running with PSN and what Sony might want to, you know, differentiate itself from what Nintendo does when it comes to their systems. There was a rumor going around on Nintendo that they may be going back into a separate portable market. I didn't really want to report on that, but just in case it does develop into something, I wanted to mention it briefly. I don't believe so, because Switch 2 is right around the corner, and we think that Switch 2 is probably going to be the same as Switch 1 as far as a hybrid console that you plug and play and take it with you anywhere you go. So why would they, you know, split their fan base again? We don't know. Switch is approaching the PlayStation 2's lifetime sales, and Sony sneakily put in we actually may have sold around 160 million units. The problem with that is they stopped reporting on the PS2 sales long ago, and Nintendo is closing in on that, and they kind of wanted to move the goalposts a little bit to say, hey, maybe we're still going to be the #1 selling system of all time. But it's not an official number, but they did update that on their 30th anniversary website. They mentioned it, but we'll see. And then lastly, just to address here on the channel. So in the last video, I did get some comments. Again, some people being very defensive about their Xboxes maybe going away. And then I asked you, did you type that from your Xbox? You know, your phone or your new computer, because Microsoft says that's your Xbox. But with all sarcasm aside, I did notice that some people said that their comments were being erased or they couldn't see them. I have comments placed on. I do not erase comments from my YouTube channel. I do know that sometimes YouTube filters them if they believe that it's violating community guidelines, or if there's some kind of harassment going on either amongst you or the channel. Then you may see your comments either muted or disappear from the channel itself. I went in there, I can see everything. I see all the comments are still there. I see all of my replies are still there. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on with that. But keep your eyes peeled, and always, if you do have something to say and you don't agree, by all means, please let me know in the comments. I like reading that stuff. And also, you may sway my opinion one way or another. You never know. I might even give you a special shout out on the next video. But yeah, I don't censor anybody. You're free to express yourself on this channel. We do not, it's a free speech zone, guys. You can follow us here, or you can follow us on Rumble. We do not censor a single post, even if I disagree with you wholeheartedly. We're on our ways to try to get to 5,000 subscribers. We're at 3.5. If you could get us over that line, let's get over 4,000 subscribers. Please hit that share, like, and subscribe button to keep the channel going. It is really important with us. And again, let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think Xbox is going to sell us a streaming device in the future, or are they going to keep losing money on hardware and putting out these high-end tech specs only to lose money on the back end when they see their profitability being in the streaming side of things, or a platform? What do you think about the Sony PS Vita possible follow-up? Do you think that's a possibility? Is it coming? And are you excited for the Switch 2? What's coming up with that? As always, thank you guys for joining us here at Star Flag Media. My name is Anthony, and I'll catch you guys next time.